So, my fiance has way too many role-playing books. Like, you see this? That's not even a pin drop. Oh, keep going. Oh, there's more. Like, you don't even know. This isn't even half. Keep going. No, that hardly even counts. There's more. I know, it's piled so high you can't even see them.
I'm back here.
But there's more coming. It's coming. Yeah. Keep showing them. We're getting close now. Hi, I'm still here.
That's all the books. This is the magazines.
Oh right, there was more on the table, or the chair I mean. I forgot about those ones.
This is my entire role-playing library. And we're going to get into it a book at a time here on Retro Reviews. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Retro Reviews, where I talk about, well, Laura interviews me about some of the books in my D&D collection. Tonight we are doing the Complete Priest Handbook for Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition.
Hey everybody. So yes, I have some interview questions to go through to help keep us on track. So let's dive in.
Alright.
So the Complete Priest Handbook, can you give us a quick synopsis?
Alright. Basically, this covers how to play many different types of priests and clerics in Dungeons & Dragons. It goes over duties and jobs of priests and clerics, different types of religions that they can follow, not just the gods, but philosophies. And actually is a bit of a toolkit for being able to design your own pantheons and deities for Dungeons & Dragons, as well as, you know, help with the world building of building your own game.
Oh, so you can be just with one character, or you can be creative with creating your whole religion.
Yep.
Based on this.
Yeah, again, like a lot of the other completes, there's some more class abilities for the magic using ones, like the priest with their divine magic. There's some new spells in here, different options you can take other than just being like turn undead or healing, type classic D&D priest.
Okay, cool. Where did you get this book?
I got this along with a bunch of my other completes and some other stuff that I've got from a buddy of mine who I showed up at the gas station in the middle of the night one night. He's like, "Hey man, you play Dungeons & Dragons, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got a bunch of books. You want to buy them?" And I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "I get out of work at like 4. I'm like, "Okay, I'll be back." You know, he's like, "I'm looking like for like $80 for them." I'm like, "Yeah, I got $80. I'll meet you at 4. So I went to the ATM, hung out with the guys, and then I looked at the clock. I'm like, "Oh, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta go buy some D&D books. I'll be back." And yeah, the wonderful thing, like, we stayed up all night playing D&D when I was 19. So yeah, I picked this up from Chris Sawyer, and had it ever since.
That's a cool story. So what do you like about this book?
I like just how crunchy and in-depth it gets with the world building for designing the deities and pantheons. There's a lot of awesome worksheets in this book. They're totally like a DM would love to have these. Also, the fact that it kind of like, if you haven't fleshed out your game world as much as you'd like to, and you're like, yeah, there's a god of that. When you're letting your players are creating their characters, you can actually hand them the worksheets and just be like, yeah, tell me about your god, and have them help with the world building by filling out those worksheets.
Oh, sounds pretty useful.
Another one of my favorite things from this is one of the kits, one of the subclasses of priest, is the priest of competition. Actually thinking about having one of those in a future game, where they're like referee rules judges that handle over their weapon selection. Anything, they can basically use any weapon because priests are normally limited with their weapons. But because anything can be used in a competition, you can pretty much just like, I get to use whatever I want. It was a little bit of rules breaking, be able to play those, but they were a really cool class.
Okay, yeah, that's neat. Is there something that you didn't like so much about this book?
I don't think there was anything in this that I didn't really find useful or good.
Yeah, I could see this really being one of your favorite books.
It really is one of my favorites.
Okay, so would you recommend it to other people?
I would definitely recommend having this around for other DMs, because that aspect of world building, of trying to figure out all of your gods and being able to give the worksheets to your players to have them be able to come up with some gods to help flesh out and have a hand in building the world with you. All of that stuff is amazing, perfect for any DM. And I know the next question is, am I keeping this? Yes, I am. This and a few other of the cleric related books, they've each got pieces in them, but I think it's been about 30 years since a Complete Priest Handbook has been written. I'm being kept not just for future games, but also for reference material for that. I really want to dive in. Ever since gaming and religion was my thesis paper for seminary, so yeah.
Okay, well, there you have it. Useful book.
Useful book, definitely. Get your hands on a copy of this. You're gonna need it.
Okay.
If religion at all plays into any of your games, even like so much of it is not really D&D rules related. Like any game that's going to be using priests should have a copy of this.
Okay, well, there you go.
All right, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Later, everybody.
Bye.